The Digital Divide in Education and Students' Home Use of Information Communication and Technology, presented by Alan Yuen and J. Park from the University of Hong Kong. This study was supported by a competitive research grant awarded by RGC Public Policy Research Funding Scheme. Numerous research studies have focused on ICT in schools from a range of perspectives, such as how ICT enhance teaching and boost students' academic achievement. Yet, a growing body of research has looked at home as a key setting in which technology can be found and how children interact with the technology for leisure or educational purposes. Existing literature reveals there is a clear difference between computer use at home and in school. Students spend more time on computer at home than at school. Students also have different perceptions toward computer use in school and home settings. In general, students have a relatively positive view of the use of ICT for learning at home. At home, they can enjoy a freer exploration and experimentation, whereas in school, they have suffered from technical limitations, inaccessibility, and the constraints of school policy. They also engaged in different ICT-related activities at home and school. Home computer use tended to be leisure-oriented, such as playing online games and media activities. In contrast, educational resources like charts, graphs, and educational software are used at school. It is concluded that school seems to act as an important gateway for young people to experience a wide range of computer activities, with the home offering a complementary site for regular engagement with a narrower set of activities. Yet, some studies have shown that home does not necessarily be a complementary site in terms of computer activities. Home computing, indeed, could provide students an alternative learning environment with potential educational benefits. Studies have unveiled that students' use of computers is greatly influenced by their out-of-school experiences, that is, home. In using computers in their homes, children are believed to gain educational benefits such as better academic achievement, new digital skills, new knowledge, and learning can be even take place during computer game playing process. Based on contrasting nature of the learning environment at school and home, researchers argue that more concern should be paid at home than school. In school, there are barriers which may inhibit using ICT for teaching and learning, including the management, curricular, and societal constraints, while ICT-based learning is less structured in home environment, which provides the possibility of quality time for the individual learner, which not every classroom does. A number of studies indicate that parents do play a role in children's ICT use at home. Parenting styles could impact on the frequency of home computer use and the way computers are used, and hence affect the educational benefits derived from home computing. Different families' cultural backgrounds is likely to induce different types of parental involvement, while different effects of parents' involvement may reflect differences in level of cultural capital. The present study seeks to explore students' home use of ICT and articulate the digital divide in education with home computing. To examine students' home use of ICT, we conduct a survey which is appropriate to obtain students' attitudes, beliefs, and behavior. In particular, a survey is also an effective means to obtain a representative description of students' responses. A survey instrument was developed based on related literature, including 6 major dimensions. The first dimension is about how often students use ICT for learning or leisure activities at home. There are 2 variables. The first one is on learning activities, and the second one is on leisure activities. The second dimension is about how often students use ICT in and outside school. There are 4 variables. The first one is about use ICT in school. The second one on use computer in your own room at home. The third one, use computer in the living room at home. And the last one is on use internet in the public places. The third dimension is about students' self-reported literacy and acquisition of ICT skills. There are 5 variables. The first one about information literacy. The second one, computer literacy. The third one, internet literacy. Fourth one, self-acquisition of ICT skills. And the last one, learn ICT skills from other people. The fourth dimension is about perceived family factors, including 4 variables: family cohesion, family entertainment, family achievement orientation, and family rule. The fifth dimension is about perceived parental involvement in ICT use, including 6 variables: parental vary, parental participation, parental permission, parental monitoring, parental encouragement, and parental rules. The last dimension is about education level of parents, including 2 variables: highest educational level of the student's mother and highest education level of student's father. The subjects in the survey were Hong Kong Secondary 2 students, studying in the 2011-2012 academic year, and the schools are implementing the local curriculum. We invite 3 schools representing different levels of student academic abilities to participate in the survey. Altogether, we collect data from a sample of 468 students. In the questionnaire, students were asked to report their ICT use in and outside school and perception on various issues related to contextual and family factors. The following slides present findings of a survey of 468 junior secondary students in Hong Kong. The results of regression analysis indicated that students use ICT for learning activities at home is significantly related to the following variables in proper order: students' use of ICT in school, student use computer in their own room at home, family rules, and use computer in living room at home. Similarly, the results of regression analysis also indicate that student use of ICT for leisure activities at home is significantly related to the following variables in proper order: parental permission, student use of ICT in school, students' internet literacy, Students using ICT in public areas. Students use computer in their own room at home. Parental monitoring and use computer in living room at home. The results obtained by means of ANOVA model indicate that the variables of mother's education level have effects on variables of students' use of ICT in school, students' internet literacy, family cohesion, and parental participation and encouragement in students' ICT use at home. The results obtained by means of ANOVA model also indicate that the variables of father's education level have effects on the variables of students' family cohesion and parental vary and participation in students' ICT use at home. In general, higher parental education level resulted in higher scores among the significant variables. However, there are two exceptional variables, that is, students' intellect, literacy, and parental vary. Findings of the present studies indicate that students' use of ICT in school is a crucial predictor to both students' ICT use for learning and leisure activities at home. Thus, there is a need to move beyond the perception that merely accessing to ICT in school could provide learning opportunities for children, and future research should focus on the messy realities of ICT usage, as learning happens at home as well as school. Parents take a crucial role in forming home cultures and transmitting the cultural influence to the next generation. Evidence shows that parenting styles do make a difference on the children's internet behavior and academic performance. Results of the present study appears to confirm findings of previous studies of parental roles in home computing. Thus, further research should pay attention to students' ICT practices at home, which is mediated by family cultures such as parenting styles. The present studies found that school-based ICT use were recognized at home use of ICT, but knowledge and skills acquired at home were not readily acknowledged in school. There is indeed a dynamic relationship between home and school. By looking at what is happening at home could help to understand better the role of ICT and also the issue of digital divide. Empirical studies on how different family cultures affect both school and home use of ICT needs to be made available for policymakers and families. The digital divide is a widely acknowledged global problem in the information age. For example, the Hong Kong government has recently launched a 5-year program in 2011 called I Learn at Home to assist students from low-income families to purchase computers and pay for broadband services so that they can learn through the internet at home. However, the digital divide is not only about availability of networks and gadgets, but also about having or not having information. It calls for refocus on information literacy skills and education. The digital divide is a complex and dynamic phenomenon, and the issue has been examined from a broader perspective. Unpacking the social, cultural, and contextual dynamics of how students use ICT in and outside school, particularly home use of ICT, is inevitable in the future research of digital divide in education.